All right. What's up? It's Rami. The This is the Black Tech Experience, and yeah, today I think I have a very different video from what I usually do. I post content, basically about tech, software engineering, and so I really wanted to talk about what it was like being a entrepreneur during Valentine's Day. And again, a little bit more about me. I was working for Amazon previously. I was working a lot of hours and I decided to quit. I just didn't feel like that environment was conducive to. Where's the camera? Am I looking in the eye? I don't think that environment was very balanced. I didn't have a very balanced life when I was working for Amazon. I had to work a lot of hours. And so now that I am working on this YouTube channel and making a SaaS, a software business, I have a lot more time. I don't have maybe the excuses that I thought I had. Like when I was working at Amazon, a lot of days I felt emotionally drained. I didn't want to be around my friends because they would be, maybe like joking and acting, childish. And because of that, I just wanted to go off on them. I wanted to scream at them sometimes. And I realized it wasn't them, it was me. It was because I had so little emotional availability. Everything kind of just pissed me off. And so I don't have that anymore. And being a founder has some lit parts to it, right? Like nobody tells me anything to do. I do what I feel is right. I make my own deadlines and yeah, whatever project that I feel like is most valuable towards helping me get to where I want to be, that's what I work on. And it's been a liberating journey in some ways, right? Like because when I was at Amazon, it was just like you I don't want to talk too much, but it's like, yeah, it felt like I was a cog in a machine with no personality. It felt sometimes inhumane in my opinion. And I even saying something like that, being honest and saying I didn't feel like the environment that I was in was um, treated me like a human being. It's stuff like that could get me sued by Amazon. So, whew, this is gonna be a tough video being so vulnerable, right? But yeah, I think everybody kind of knows. But man, I don't think you guys. It's a difference between knowing something and actually experiencing it. But I digress. I'm gonna get back onto what was it like being what was it like being a founder or entrepreneur on Valentine's Day? And it was, I think this weekend has been quite humbling for me because I went to the club and I like to dance like salsa and bachata. And what I saw at the club on a like Valentine's Day Friday blew my mind. I saw gorgeous women in the club on Valentine's Day on a Friday, right? Gorgeous men and women, right? As a heterosexual man, like when I've always believed that like gorgeous women are just have all these opportunities for dating or whatever. But I think that moment made me realize that dating, at least in this era, is very unsatisfying for both genders, right? Because who knows, like, could they have had a boyfriend and they just happened to be in some club on a Friday all the way till 1 a.m. at night? I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say is statistically, yeah, I'm such a nerd I am, right? Statistically, a lot of those women or not maybe a lot, a few of them, even if they did have some excuse to be in the club on a Friday night, um, they there must have been some that were single. And actually, in fact, let me make sure I'm going through all my notes about this. In fact, I actually overheard one woman, um, and she was saying how, and this was at the club, and I'm like, I wasn't eavesdropping. She kind of like, I think they just started talking around me, but she was like, um, she was like, oh, I don't have a Valentine's Day. And she was talking to her girlfriend. She wasn't talking to me. I don't have a Valentine's Day. And men are so terrible in this era. And I was like, and I'm just like, oh my God. I was in shock, right? Because this woman that was saying this stuff was gorgeous to me. Um, I don't know. I'm not gonna say she was like a supermodel, but it really like blew my mind, that could happen to her, right? And I felt like this woman didn't give me the time of day. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. It's just like it's I feel like in this era it's so hard for men and women to express their raw emotions and our excitement to be with each other for various reasons. And so, but perhaps I'm jumping the gun, right? So she says all this stuff in front of me, and I'm like, or not in front of me. She's not talking to me. She's talking to her friend. And in my mind, right, I'm thinking, I should say something. I should do something. Right? Like this is the alley oop moment for a single guy, right? But I didn't. I'm so embarrassed to say that. Like, if I don't know if you believe in the universe or whatever, if there was ever a time to approach a woman, right, where maybe the games that I and maybe other men have seen, if there was ever a time where a woman would not play games and maybe actually be open and willing to, go out with somebody, it'd probably be in that moment. But it's like that the whole span of this moment happened in 2 to 3 minutes. She said that to her girlfriend. She was saying that I don't have a Valentine's Day, I'm leaving, men are terrible, right? And then she left in 3 minutes or whatever, right? And so it's not like I came to the club specifically for her, right? My attitude was more of like, wherever the night takes me, whatever. But I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see, like, if I was still working for Amazon, I would have left the club by then, because I can't be out at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, right? But now that I'm a founder, I can actually like go deep into the night. And so I didn't say anything, and it kind of made me feel like I had an identity crisis, because this is just not who I say I want to be. I want to be a man that is capable of being unapologetically honest about his feelings with women, right? And I think this is this deals with my business as well, right? Because being a content creator, I realized that my vulnerability, the videos where I'm being vulnerable, right? The videos where I'm being vulnerable do a lot better than any time I've made a video where, excuse me, somebody just called me. Anytime when I'm being vulnerable, it's like people won't stop watching the video. Like, I made a thumbnail and a video this week, and I thought it was a great thumbnail. It was a great topic. It was about DeepSeek. And it only got 80 views in the last 3 days. And I was like, it's kind of funny to me because I'm a full-time content creator. I I I I left Amazon and I spent like 7 grand this month or last month, and I think I might spend 7 grand this month too. I don't have a job, and I'm planning on spending the entire year just working on my content creation and the software business that I'm making. And all I'm capable of doing is getting 80 views. But when was I made a video, right? I didn't edit it. I just recorded it like I'm recording right now. And it got 1,000 views in like 3 days, which is hilarious to me. So it's like when I wasn't trying to get views, all I wanted to do was just post and let people know how I'm feeling emotionally about working at Amazon. It was something that the YouTube algorithm just pushed. Like people just couldn't get enough of that. But like when I'm editing my videos, when I'm scripting them, when I'm, making a good thumbnail, when I'm working hard, I only get 80 views. And it's just so humbling being a entrepreneur, because you have to celebrate the small wins. Like I don't, with 7 grand, it's kind of funny. You would think I'd be eating really good, but I'm not. That was me being frugal with my money. And so it's like I have such an appreciation for the little things, like just going out and having a piece of pizza almost made me want to cry. But yeah, these moments are quite interesting to me, because it's like I wonder in the future with AI and the potential of men and women not needing each other to the like last degree, right? Like historically, men and women have been together because of survival reasons, and now we're in an era where women can live their life without a man. Maybe not to the end of their lives, but they can make money and they can choose to live this single life. And we're seeing a large majority of women doing that. And so I wonder, with men not being, I hope you guys don't hear that noise outside. With men not even having the chance to be a provider in the future because of AI doing everything for us, I wonder if relationships are going to get better or worse. And I can see both. Like I can see the worst part, right? So let me know in the comments, do you think AI is going to make relationships better or worse? But I went into the club. I went to a bar Saturday, so that was Friday night. And so I was in the bar and I met this couple, and the woman, she was saying to me, she was quite drunk. She was having a good time, and it was all good. I was happy to spend time with somebody and have my pizza. She was saying to me how she felt like women really want to end up with a nice guy. At the same time, she did say something that I felt like doesn't get talked about enough, which is she said, yeah, our first boyfriend may not be a nice guy. And it just like, but she was saying, it was like, it was saying instinctual. Maybe like a young woman are, I feel like they have this, maybe it's primal, right? In the animal kingdom, I saw something that like wolves and horses, if a male is no longer strong enough to perform the hunting or the defending for the group, they just leave him behind. Yeah. And it was like, it was a wake up call. Like, a lot of the things that I feel like I was taught about what makes the men that women go after, this good guy that this woman says she wanted to be with, I just felt like that's not how the animal kingdom works. That's not what happens in real life. And I don't know, maybe you'll disagree with me. I'm not here to bash women, but I just feel like a lot of the things that I've been told to be as a man have been just lies. Like I thought I thought, being this, so I had a fame job, right? I was making some great money, like I'll go ahead and say it, like 200K. And I just thought that I would get more of, like, women would just be shouting for joy with me, but it's not. I think the money only inspires women who want a come up, like who, maybe the more lazy women who want the money and the child, but without without the responsibility of being somebody's wife. And it really, it really, it's eye opening. I think there's been a long time, like, just like how that woman said, like, men are terrible in this era. I think I went to a phase where I was like, women are terrible in this era, but I don't agree with that. There are great women everywhere. But it feels like the system that we have currently does not work. I think I've gone super off script, but yeah. I do feel like it'd be cool. I think AI might be able to match make a lot better for us and give us more algorithmic approaches to relationships and finding that. And so I do, and as well as, like, in the future, maybe men and women are under less stress such that we have more time to connect with each other and form meaningful relationships if we don't have to worry about stress. But at the same time, there could be in the future the temptation that people live their lives solitary without wanting to co-parent or cooperate with each other. And so, yeah, I think, the world is going to change so much over the next 5 years. And it's scary for me to even think about how many things that I wish I would have been able to do today that may not, that same opportunity that if I was in a club. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to say, right? Like, why didn't I go up and say something to this gorgeous woman, right? And I was at the club for a while, and somebody talked, I think one of the announcers at the club, they said something about how they kicked this guy out. They were like, if you try to creep on women, then you get kicked out. That's how it goes here. And I feel like there's this I don't know. It's like, what if a woman, I think some women, whether it be, I'll say it, casual sex, like, some women don't mind it. And it's like, it's such, in this culture, it's so hard for, men and women to be honest with each other. And even if it, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that every woman that's lonely on Valentine's Day wants casual sex or something. I'm just saying, like, why is it so hard that we cannot speak to each other? We cannot be honest with each other. right? What if a guy just did walk up and just say like, hey, I want to take you home tonight? Like, she has a choice. Why do men get threatened with like getting kicked out of the club and talked about like we're creeps? Um, when honesty is honesty is so powerful, even in a world where I feel like lies are what we get trained to do every day. Yeah. um, yeah. So in conclusion, I don't know how this video is going to do, but in conclusion, I want to be a man as an entrepreneur. I want to be a man that embraces uncertainty. You know, I wish that I would have been more vulnerable with her and taken a chance and just said whatever I felt in that night. And I want, and this leads back to my business, right? I want to cherish the small wins, right? Because I've done a lot of positive things on my journey as an entrepreneur. Even though I got 80 views, I grew a lot from that video. I learned how to make a great thumbnail. I learned how to make a great title. I edited the video as best I could, and I only got 80 views. So I'm here to tell you that that was a dub. Having a pizza. I never really appreciated when I was at Amazon how much I could eat and do whatever I want without caring. But like now that I have to stick to a budget, I want to, man, it's just the small things mean so much more to me. And I hope you guys can understand that too. Yeah, I think I wanna face my fears and let you guys see a little bit behind the mask of what I present as Rami Pruitt online. I'm scared, that my potential employers might see this video and be like, oh, I'm like, don't hire that guy. He sounds like a human being. Yeah. Let me know if you have any tips for me in the comments on being vulnerable. I don't know if you've ever built a business or if you've been in the club. You've had a great opportunity and you've just let it slip you by. But yeah, this is my attempt to try to be a better man in my business and for women. But peace.